Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Masterful Mornings. I'm excited to be here with you. Those of you who don't know me and are joining me for the first time, I'm Dr. Aisha Hogan, and today we're going to talk about sleep. Sleep is a big deal for a lot of people, and I'll tell you that about easily 95, 96% of my clients suffer from sleep. Suffer from sleep deprivation. They're having not enough sleep. Their sleep is constantly broken. They can't get back to sleep. So these are things that are happening to them all the time. So this morning, what I want to do is we're just going to give this a few seconds for some people to jump on here. But what I want to do with you this morning is actually talk to you about some really cool ways that you can bring sleep back into your world, right? Super important to be sleeping. So when we're sleeping, our brain, our subconscious is super busy, right? So they are super busy. And what is our subconscious doing? It's repairing your body. It's reproducing more cells. It's rejuvenating you, right? But the big one that it's doing is it's repairing. So if you're not sleeping, you're not repairing. Okay. That's why you feel so unfocused, really drained of energy throughout the day, right? Good morning, Sid. These are problems because you're not sleeping. So what I'm going to do for you today is I want to go through and talk about some really cool, easy ways that you can bring sleep back into your world. And I'm going to have a sip of my coffee because once again, I've got morning voice. Okay, let's do this thing. So the first thing you want to do is remember when, or you probably still are, when it's bedtime, right? For your kids, what do? Right? All right, kids, it's time for bed. Or if you don't have any kids, what did your parents do for you? Right? So there's this ritual, whether you would call it a ritual or not, but there is this ritual that goes on, right? And that ritual is usually they have to go put their pajamas on. Maybe it's time for a bath. They might get a story, whatever it is, unless you're out of the house that night and you're at guests' homes or you're visiting with friends, 99% of the time, these kids are going through this ritual, right? But what does that ritual tell the body, the subconscious? When they start doing this, the subconscious goes on alert and says, oh, we have to get ready for sleep. It's time to slow things down. It's time for rest, right? So they're going through this process, and that process is telling the body that it's time to slow down. All right. So what I'm going to say to you is to create a bedtime ritual for yourself. And that bedtime ritual, good morning, Rob. And that bedtime ritual, I would say should be about 45 minutes to an hour. All right. Are you going to bring in meditation? There's a thought. No tech, shut down the tech. All right. If you are someone who likes to work and you work from home, like myself, you need to shut down the tech, right? And you need to disconnect from everyone else. This is you getting ready for bed. All right. I wouldn't include news in your ritual because news is filled with a lot of negativity, and that's stuff you don't really want to be watching before you go to sleep. An interesting thing about the subconscious that you should know so you can choose what sort of evening programs that you want to watch is that our subconscious doesn't really understand the difference between real and fake. Okay. So if you're up watching war movies and shoot 'em up, kill 'em up, stab 'em movies before you go to sleep, your subconscious doesn't understand that this is fake. Okay. Good morning, Danielle. Hi, Joy. So you want to be careful of your programming before you go to bed. I do have a TV in my bedroom. That TV I use to watch things like Gaia TV. I'll put on a meditation on there, meditative music. This is not the TV that I use to watch my regular programming. Okay. So, part of your ritual needs to be disconnected from tech as much as possible. It also means, careful about what you're inputting into the body, that your subconscious doesn't understand that it is fake and your body could go into a trauma state. Okay. So you want to be careful of that. You maybe don't realize it because you've built up a tolerance to it, but your body is releasing chemicals. So you want to be very, very, very cognizant of that. Part of your ritual might include a bath, a meditation, different things, but create over the next 2 weeks a ritual for yourself and until it feels good. Good morning, Danica. I'm going to add in this, I'm going to do this for 20 minutes. And then once you got something down pat that feels good, then just do that all the time, because then your body is going to start to understand that this is this ritual that goes on before bedtime. Okay, so bedtime rituals are awesome and super important. Our words. Here's the sentence that everyone says to me. Okay, it's like almost identical. I can't sleep. I wake up constantly. No matter what I do, I can't sleep. All right. Subconscious, let's go back. People who say they can't be hypnotized, boy, oh boy. So you're saying some stuff to yourself. Your subconscious is there to please you. Good morning, Trish. Your subconscious is there to please you, right? So in pleasing you, it is going to do what you tell it to do. And if you're upset about it, or you're emotional about it because you can't sleep, or you're frustrated, or any of those feelings, that's just really putting an impact on the fact that you can't sleep. And it's so impactful to your subconscious that it is immediately going to do what you tell it to do. All right. And what are you telling it to do? You're saying, I can't sleep. Good morning, XApps. How are you? So good morning. I can't sleep. Right? Good morning, Catherine. So you're actually doing what you say you can do. So here's what I've been doing for the longest time. When people ask me how I sleep, I always say I sleep like the dead. Hence the title of this Masterful Mornings. I sleep like the dead. Okay. I don't say I sleep like a baby, because babies wake up for feedings and stuff like that, right? So you don't really want to wake up. So I say I sleep like the dead. I'm asleep within 5 seconds of my head hitting the pillow. And I like if it wasn't for my dog, I wouldn't hear a thing in the night, right? A thing, until I wake up in the morning, and I am so rested. Now, what I've just done is tell you exactly what I say. And that's exactly what happens, because I believe it. Your body knows how to sleep. You've been doing it since you were born. You know how to sleep. You've just been giving yourself the wrong commands. All right? So you need to change those commands, make a choice, a decision that you are going to sleep. All right? And you are going to sleep like the dead. All right. So you are going to find that if you keep saying this, and I mean, not just I sleep like the dead, and in your mind going, this isn't going to work. Like, you have to believe in this. Like, I'm going to take control of this and no longer be a servant to my body. I'm going to completely become the master, and I'm going to be like, I'm going to tell it what to do. I'm going to tell it that it's going to sleep like the dead. And that's it. There is no other options. Okay. So that's basically how you are going to tell yourself this. Kindly, you're not being cruel to yourself, but you are going to say this, okay? You will find very soon, a week, a few days for some of you, you are going to start sleeping more and more. Your sleep patterns are going to start to change, okay? So bedtime ritual, the words that you use. So no more I can't sleep, okay? None of that. Take can't out of your vocabulary. If you guys saw a post that I did this weekend, if you can't, then you must. So change it from can't to must. I must sleep. I will sleep. Okay? Your breathing. Now, some people get to sleep and then they wake up a couple of hours in, 4 or 5 hours in, they'll wake up and then they have difficulty or struggling to fall back asleep. Okay? So I say do the 4-7-8 breathing, and I'm going to explain to you what that is. So when we can't sleep in the middle of the night, now we're tossing, we're turning, we're frustrated because we can't sleep. It's all happening again. So, you wake up tired once again. So try this 4-7-8 breathing. So what that means is you're going to breathe in for 4, but you're not going to breathe into your chest. You're going to breathe into your belly. Okay. Diaphragmatic breathing. Breathe it from here. Feel your belly fill up until it's all the way full. When it's full, right? Breathe in for 4 counts, fill it up, hold it for 7 beats, release for 8. So 4-7-8. Breathe in for 4, hold it for 7, release for 8. If you can only hold it for 6 or 5 because you feel like you're out of breath, go ahead. All right. You'll be able to start to build this up. So fill up the belly for 4, hold it for 7, release it for 8. And you will find that after a few times of doing this, 4, 5, 6 times of doing this, you are back to sleep. Okay? So bringing in 4-7-8 breathing, everything that we want to change, new behaviors that we want to bring into our lives, we have to create a plan for that. Okay? We got to create a plan for that. You might be low on some minerals, or you might be taking in food that is affecting your body, so you can't. So you're having difficulty, struggling, or challenged with sleep. So how do we figure this out? I use muscle testing with my clients. All right, we go through a whole vitamin and mineral list. They start checking, what their body wants, what their body doesn't want, right? You might be low in one mineral, too high in another. So there is a process that we can do. And if you don't know how to do it, then you might want to set something up with me and we can do that together. But there is a way to just to talk to your body to find out exactly what you're missing. Okay, to find out exactly what your body is missing, exactly what it needs. All right, and what it shouldn't be consuming. Maybe there's something that you're consuming at night. Are you eating late at night? What are you eating? What is that food? What is that snack that you're having late at night? That could be causing the problem as to why you are not falling asleep easily. There might be something in your diet that you eat every single day that could be causing the issues with your sleep. Remember, we are all biologically kind of set up the same, but how each of our bodies metabolizes, how each of our bodies reacts to certain things is different. You are different than me in that way. I might be able to have something that you can't have. You can have something that I can't have, right? Think of it like an allergy. Some people are allergic to some things while others can eat it till the cows come home. All right. Some people can't take meat. Some people need it. So we are all very different in that way. Just because we're set up the same pretty much doesn't mean that we are exactly the same. We have our own footprint, if you will, fingerprint, if you will, of what we need. And that changes over time as well. So now as women, if we're menopausal, that can change again, right? What foods you need change again. It's not the same stuff you ate when you were a kid. It's not the same things you eat as an adolescent, right? So our body needs different things. So it's about learning what those things are and being very cognizant and very, very kind to your temple. Okay. So you might need to do some muscle testing around that. And again, if you don't know how to do that, that's something that we can do together. Okay. So that there's something huge thing. And lastly, I'm going to tell you, I work with a spray that I work with a lot of my clients. I'm not going to advertise the name of it here. You can contact me. That spray is one of the main ingredients in it is a melatonin. Okay. And it's really great because you don't have to do anything with it except spray it in your mouth and you're falling asleep. And for some people, it works immediately. For some people, they need to build up the melatonin inside themselves. So it might take like 2-3 days, a week. a week and a half before you really start to feel the effects of it. When we take melatonin, though, you want to make sure that you're taking it in the dark. You're not taking it in the light, because light burns away the melatonin. Okay, so just paying attention to these things. So I'd like to see you on Masterful Mornings, really, really rested, right? Rejuvenated. Our body goes into this rejuvenation between, the hours of 11 and 2, 11 and 1. If you look it up on Google, like everyone's going to say something different. But, between 10 and 6 is the times you really should be sleeping. And when you get into that deep, repairing, rejuvenating, reproducing, re-energizing sleep, that's giving you all the things that you need, that's usually happening between 11 and 2 in the morning. All right. So you want to make sure that you can be in bed sleeping at that time. All right. You haven't forgotten how to sleep. And it's not that you can't sleep. You absolutely can. You just have to, number one, maybe create a ritual for yourself, just like you had when you were a kid, just like you do with your own children. Number two, what words are you using? It's really interesting that people will come up to me and they'll say, Aisha, can you teach me how to use the law of attraction? And my immediate answer is, you already are. I don't have to teach you this. This is what you've been doing all along. What I have to teach you is how to do it properly. So the minute that you ever started wanting things in your life, you were already using the law of attraction. Your whole life is exactly what you've created. All right. If you don't like something in your life, or if there's a part of your life that you're not happy with, then look at, what have I been saying to make this happen? What choices have I been making? So if you can't sleep, one of the choices you've been making is continually telling yourself that you can't sleep. And you add that frustration behind it. You add all that other stuff, the emotions behind it. And you are like pile driving that statement home. And your body will do exactly what you tell it to do. It is your servant. Okay? It is your servant. Think of it that way. My body is my servant. I am the master, not the other way around. Okay? Most of the population of this world, it's the other way. They've become a servant to their body. We have been programmed to think that way. With all of the conventional medications and conventional ways of doing things that are out there, knowingly or unknowingly, we have been programmed to think of it the other way, that we are a victim to our body, and we are not. It is the other way around. We are the master. Okay, so just keeping that in mind. You're the boss. Okay. You're breathing, the 4-7-8 breathing. Remember, breathing in for 4, filling up that belly, holding it for 7, releasing for 8. Okay. Figuring out what minerals and vitamins that you are missing. All right. Figuring out some minerals and vitamins that you're missing. You can find this out very quickly through muscle testing. If you don't know how to muscle test, if you don't know how to do this, if you don't feel like you can trust yourself, then you might want to set up an appointment with me, and I will show you how to do this. Not so much do it for you. I can do it for you, but I will teach you how to do it. Okay. Also, the last thing is, you might want to try the spray. Works really, really good with a lot of my clients. I will give you some information about that if you want to contact me. One of the main ingredients is melatonin. Again, remember, if you're taking melatonin and then you're sitting in a bright room, it's counterproductive. You basically are burning off the melatonin. So when you take it, you want to be in the dark, okay, and stay in the dark. So that's a lot of what's going on with your sleeping. So here's some things that you can try. All right. And be patient and be kind to yourself. All right. Be patient and be kind to yourself, because changing a behavior, you are not a light switch. It doesn't happen boom like that, right? It could take a day or two. It could take a week. Be patient, be kind, be vigilant, and it will happen. You already know how to sleep. This is not something new to you. It's just changing some of the programming that you've been putting into yourself recently, or maybe for a long time, telling yourself that you don't know how, and you do. Okay. So just some things to be aware of. Awareness is a big thing. My tip of the day for you, I want to start ending everything with a tip of a day. I was in an amazing workshop this weekend about self-awareness. And one thing that I learned, and I love practicing now, is hugging. And not those superficial, really fast hugs that we do with people, like, hey, ha, 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 like not like that. Not the A-frame hugs, right? Where you're hugging, but your legs are way out there and their legs are way out there. Not that kind of hugging. That kind of hugging is not going to do what I'm going to tell you that it does for you either, but a nice close in chakra to chakra hug and staying there for about 6 to 10 seconds. Don't be fast about it. Don't be in a rush, okay? And you want to just stay in that hug and really enjoy hugging this person. And the reason for that is that within 6 seconds, within 6 seconds, our bodies release an oxytocin. And that is a feel-good chemical, right? Feels good. And you need to be in that hug for that 6 seconds to get the oxytocin rush, right? So you want to get into that because then you've got this beautiful feel-good drug running through you or chemical, and they have it too. And hugging like this for at least 3 to 11 times a day, believe it or not, will improve your health. Okay? So hug, hug, and hug. All right? And take your time. We have become so fast in this world. Everything is quick. Everything is online. We need contact, right? We need contact. We need to feel people. All right? We need to feel each other. So, and don't be creepy about it. Just give somebody a hug, love that person in that moment and give them a nice big hug and stay there for 6 to 10 seconds so that oxytocin will be released in your body. And it's a wonderful feel good for you. And it's a wonderful feel good for them. All right. So go hug people today. And, and it actually has been shown and proven. This is actually a Tantra method of hugging. And it just makes you feel aware and good and improves your health, right? So hug your children, hug your spouse, hug your animals, but really hold them in close. No A-frame hugging, okay? Hold them in chakra to chakra and stay there for about 6 seconds, not less than 6, okay? More if you want, but not less than 6 to release that oxytocin, that feel-good chemical in your body. All right? So have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow morning. Bye.